Dune Messiah, the tragedy. Dune Messiah, the tragedy of a fallen god. Part 1. Introduction. When the hero becomes the tyrant. Welcome back to the channel. We've all been raised on stories where the hero wins the war, marries the princess, and rules the kingdom in peace forever. But in the universe of Frank Herbert, happily ever after is the most dangerous lie of all. In our last review, we saw Paul Atreides lead a revolution on the desert planet Arrakis, overthrowing the Emperor and becoming the most powerful man in the universe. But Dune Messiah isn't a story of triumph. It is a story of the consequences of that victory. 12 years have passed. Paul is now the Emperor Muad'Dib, a living god to his people. But his throne is built on a foundation of 61 billion corpses. His holy war, the jihad, has swept across the galaxy like a plague, destroying worlds in his name. Today, we are stepping back into the sands of Arrakis to witness the slow, agonizing collapse of a legend. This is the story of a man who can see every possible future, but finds himself a prisoner to the very fate he created. Let's unlock the tragedy of Muad'Dib. Part 2. The Prison of Prescience and the Web of Conspiracy. 12 years of absolute power have turned Paul into a ghost of his former self. He is surrounded by millions of worshippers, yet he has never been more alone. 1. Paul Muad'Dib, the prisoner of fate. Paul's greatest power, his ability to see the future, has become his greatest curse. He describes himself as being trapped on a narrow mountain path with no way to turn back. He sees the coming disaster, he sees the deaths of the people he loves, and he realizes that every choice he makes to prevent the tragedy only brings it closer. He is a god who cannot even choose his own dinner without seeing the ripples of his decision across time. 2. The Grand Conspiracy. Paul's rule has created powerful enemies who are tired of living in his shadow. A lethal alliance is formed between 4 factions. The Bene Gesserit, who want to regain control of the Atreides bloodline. The Spacing Guild, who fear Paul's total control over the spice. The Tlai Laxu, genetic manipulators who want to prove that even a Messiah can be broken. And Princess Irulan, Paul's political wife, who feels ignored and humiliated. Instead of an army, they send a gift, a Gola named Hate. He is a biological clone of Duncan Idaho, Paul's mentor and friend, who died saving him years ago. This isn't a gesture of kindness. It is a psychological weapon designed to haunt Paul with memories of the past and eventually kill him. 3. Chani and the Atreides legacy. At the center of this storm is Chani, Paul's true love. The Keech-Tien, the high-stakes drama, intensifies as we learn Chani is being secretly poisoned with contraceptives by Irulan. Paul knows this, yet he allows it, because his visions tell him that the day Chani gives birth is the day she will die. He is choosing between a child he desperately wants and the life of the woman he cannot live without. Part 3. The Philosophy of Power and Religion. Frank Herbert didn't write Dune Messiah as a traditional action sequel. It is a dense philosophical masterpiece about the danger of charismatic leaders. Religion as a weapon. Paul realizes that his religion, the cult of Muad'Dib, has grown into a machine that he can no longer control. Even if he died, the priests would keep killing in his name. The book explores a terrifying idea, that when you combine religion and politics, you create a weapon of mass destruction that consumes both the leader and the followers. The meaning of existence. The story poses a haunting question. If you know exactly how and when you will die, does your life still have meaning? Paul struggles with the boredom of a destiny that is already written. He realizes that a universe without surprises is a universe without freedom. His journey is a desperate search for a loophole in time, a way to become human again. Part 4. The Epic Climax, Blindness and Liberation. The climax of Dune Messiah is one of the most haunting moments in science fiction history. During an assassination attempt involving a stone burner, a nuclear-level weapon, Paul is physically blinded. The blind emperor. According to Fremen law, a blind man must be abandoned in the desert to die. But Paul is no ordinary man. He continues to see through his prescience, describing his surroundings with terrifying accuracy. But then, the final blow falls. Chani gives birth to twins, Leto II and Garnema, and as Paul feared, she passes away. In this moment of total loss, Paul finally finds his freedom. He realizes that by losing his eyes and his love, he is no longer bound by his visions. He performs one last act of defiance. He walks alone into the deep desert as a simple blind freeman, leaving his godhood and his empire behind. He chooses to die as a man rather than live as a statue of a god. It is a failure for a king, but a profound victory for a human soul. Part 5. Conclusion. Dune is more than just sand. Dune Messiah serves as a powerful warning. Beware of heroes. Frank Herbert wanted to show us that the more we worship a savior, the more we surrender our own responsibility for the future. It is a dark, difficult, and brilliant book that changes how you look at the entire series. It provides the essential bridge to the next generation of the Atreides family in Children of Dune. Thank you for joining me for this summary of the fall of Muad'Dib. Do you think Paul was a villain for allowing the jihad to happen? Or was he just a victim of a destiny he couldn't change? Let's discuss it in the comments below. If you're a fan of high-concept sci-fi and deep character studies, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. We will continue to explore the shifting sands of the Dune universe in our upcoming reviews. Until next time, stay curious and remember, the spice must flow, but it always has a price. Goodbye.